Hello everybody, welcome back to the channel, welcome back to Project 981, and here is the 981. It's out of the garage, and today's little video is about getting into the frunk and the battery compartment. Again, one of my tidying up, see what you've got jobs. I want to get the battery disconnected, we'll lift it out, take the trim away from around the frunk itself, and generally get in there and have a good little look to see what's what, check for the condition, check for any damage, anything that's worn out. Bit of a tidy up, put it all back together again. Nice little Christmas or winter job, I should say now. We're in January in the UK, just so I can really get literally under the skin, the metal of my car, as I did with the wheel arches, just to see what I've got. So we'll start with the battery, disconnecting that, taking that out, and then we'll move on from there. And I've got the tripod at last, so we should be able to get some detailed shots, which will give you a bit more of a flavour of how it works if you're thinking of doing this job yourself. So let's crack on. Okay, let's make a start. So first things first, I've actually got the wiper blades off the car. No harm in having them off during the winter months. The rubber doesn't sit and getting squashed on the glass. So a bit of paper there to stop the metal scratching the glass. So that's done. Let's open the frunk. Press the right button. There we go. Little latch under here. Up that goes. Nice and clean in there. And the first thing we can do is lift this main panel off here, which is just pressed in with a couple of push studs behind it. A little pop. There we go. And that slides out nice and easily. And we can whisk that away. Pop that somewhere safe. And there is the battery compartment in all its glory. It looks pretty clean to me, which is really encouraging. I think the way that the panels have been designed on the 981 compared to the earlier 987 are much improved. This little lip here keeps a lot of the dirt and the water from getting into here, and obviously the panel on top prevents that too. This looks much cleaner than I would expect for a 50,000 mile 987 Cayman or Boxster. Right, let's see what we can get out from here. So it should just be, doing this live on camera, a question of popping out. There it goes. Right. If it's anything like my previous 987, there we go. So there's some little press fittings, lovely. That's come out really nicely. Yeah, a couple of little press fittings. Mixed media. Right, that's good, that's out. Let's pop that down there. Same again on this side. So generally when a part is meant to come out, you can be reasonably confident, if you're not too heavy-handed, that it's designed, the fasteners are designed to be reused. So let's just pop that. There we go, lovely. That's interesting. So that slides, there's a little piece there which sort of slides in to the bottom there. So that's note to self. So they've come out really nicely too. That's good. And that's actually it. There's only 3 bits to come out on the 9. Oh no, there's a front piece. Let's have a look at that. Similar approach here, I suspect, just sits along the front. The trick is to get it past the latch. There we go. So we'll just toggle that around. There we go. Nice. 4 bits all out, and that's all pretty good really. Right, let's see what's next. Well, if the batteries is next, battery's here, and to access the strap that holds it down, it's generally reckoned to be easier to take off the cover for the compressor, the air compressor, which is how you pump your tyre up if you've had a flat. So I'll get some tools out, we'll get that off, we'll get the band off, and we'll take the battery off. Right, so off we go. Specs on. Little plastic cover on the compressor just pops off. I don't think it's designed to come off. Let's just lift it out. There we go, that's fine. Put that away safely. Taking care of the paintwork. Right, so this is a Torx 20, size 20. And that actually takes off. This is the horn. So that can just drop down there. A magnetic holder. Absolute boon for this sort of thing. It's a bit stiff on that side. Off we go. There we go. That's come off nicely. Put that in there. Right, what have we got? Okay. Something else. Holding that in place. Oh no, I think it's just some clips. Let's give that a bit of a pull. There we go. Lovely. That's come out nicely. Right, battery now accessible. And there's a big strap on it, which is a 13mm, which is that. And actually, bear with me. Do the job properly. Right, pop that in there. Lovely. Taking care not to lose that. Pop that in there. Right, and then there's a captive, yeah, there's a captive bolt on the back of that, so that just comes off. And there's one more in there. Can we get that out? Have I got a longer extender? Let's have a look. I think the answer is no, so this could be a bit old school. Bear with me, viewers, this could take some time. Right, well, good news. I've managed to get the second stud off just enough distance into the bulkhead. Straps come off, battery now very much accessible. So next job is to disconnect the power the car down, and then disconnect the power, and we'll go from there. Okay, time to take the battery out, and we disconnect it first, needless to say. And the order you need to do that in is the negative, which is sometimes the black, but the negative terminal first, and then the positive in that case, or in this case that's this, the left hand one as we look at it. First that's negative, then positive. But the first thing I'm going to do is just tell the car to turn itself off. So I've got the frunk open and I've got the doors open for reasons which will become apparent later. So let's just lock the car. Should have the effect of saying at least power down, and then we're going to take the small little, I think that's what is that, 10mm off that, flip that round. So it doesn't take much to loosen it off, and that should just slide off the terminal nice and cleanly. There we go. Right, now with that away, because I'm going to have both terminals exposed, I'm going to put a little bit of paper around that, just a bit of workshop paper, and I'm going to tape that down with my knackered we'll come back to this. Right, back again. So we're not going to tape them down, we're going to put a couple of elastic bands around them just to keep the paper on and the terminal covered. Great, that's done. Pop that down there. Now the positive, again, takes nothing to undo that. Get my second bit of paper towel. That should just slide up nice and easily, which it does. We'll just cover that too. So there's no risk of either, well, the main risk is of creating a circuit with yourself in the circuit. So we don't want to do that. That's done. Right. That should now, I think actually there's one more, yeah, we've got one more tie down, and depending on the size of the battery, the plate will accommodate a wider battery. And so I need to get that off. That looks like a 10mm socket. Bear with me. There it is, 10mm. Okay, so let's pop that in. Nice, that's easy. Pop that there. Out that comes, lovely. Metal plate, 10mm bolt. Right, so with that done, we've got the strap off, 2 terminals clear, and that clear as well. Now this is an aftermarket battery. Well, it's probably the spec is right, but it's not a Porsche branded one. But then my car is long out of warranty, and we don't have to worry about those sorts of things. So how heavy is that? The answer is pretty heavy. Yeah, so we need to just slide it that way. There we go. So it just sits under a little catch on this side, which does the job of another plate. Yeah, that's quite heavy. So now we're going to use the Frunk method. Bear with me. Yeah, no easy way to do this. Gently and cautiously standing in the frunk. Right, those are all there. I'm going to lift the handles up. You've got to get it up over that. Lovely. That is quite heavy, but not too heavy. One foot out. And we're done. Okay, so we are clear of a battery. What do we got? It's all pretty straightforward, really. I mean, the battery tray is a nice little tray, so as you can see, it's got a bit of dust and dirt, but that is absolutely fine, I would say. What else have we got going on down here? Right, you'll probably know better than me what all these various bits do. That is the brake cylinder, I think, the master brake cylinder, brake fluid reservoir, various pipes. I think that could be the heater, the heating pipe, hot water for the heating matrix to keep the cabin warm. There's the horn, that little VW part, brake lines, so look nice and clean. Very nice shiny braided hose there, that's great. This is the cabin air filter, which is grubby and will be replaced at the MOT in the spring. What else can we see? That's the front near side, so left top mount, so the top of the suspension. It's literally, can you see that? Oh, hang on, get me down out of the way. There's the bottom of the suspension, and there's the top of the suspension. And that little cable is the cable that activates the PASM. So that's that, screen washer. And then, yeah, what have we got on this side? Same again, offside mount, PASM. I don't know what that is. Somebody else will know. Looks like it might have a fluid component to it. And yeah, that's pretty much it. Oh, but there's obviously the wiper, the windscreen wiper mechanism, all cleverly engineered with cantilevering levers and bits and pieces. That's all straightforward. And then the general, I think that's where you gas the air conditioning. Actually, there's the air conditioning pipes, and that's where you put you recharge it. I think, I don't know. Oh, there's the motor. That's the motor there for the wipers. So that's pretty good. And then the condition generally, I wouldn't mind betting I'm the first person to take these out. That's the sort of thing I like doing. And here you can see that's the latch. So whenever people on YouTube open Frunk, what they're doing, they're putting a finger underneath and that's all they're doing is that. It's a little safety, so once you pop it, it still has a mechanical release. And that's the emergency cable release, which you get to from the headlight. That's all fine, and yeah, that's pretty good. So my next job is going to be, I'll probably hoover the worst of the dust out, get a application of some citrus-based cleaner in here, wipe down what I can. Just to make it look pretty, I'll probably just put a bit of detailing spray on the plastic surfaces. I might have a go at that. I've got plans for this, but I might just have a quick go at that, see if I can lift that slightly, the sort of the base of the screen. Now again, the objective is not to make it immaculate. It's just to really just see what's in here, get the worst of the dirt out, and keep on top of things. I'll clean around here too, although that is looking pretty good. So right, there we go. Let's get on. Okay, so that's gone pretty well. Let's have a little closer look, shall we? So I've used a combination of citrus cleaner and some plastic detailing spray, and actually on the battery tray another detailing spray which has some lime scale remover in it. So that's come up really nicely. It's not perfect, but it's pretty good. And all the various plastics and other bits and pieces in here we've got sorted. I've also treated this, not with a permanent finish or semi-permanent, just with a wipe, just to put a bit of luster back into it. Got up in the corners, cover of the air filter, discovered a little broken thing there, which is a bit annoying but not the end of the world. And then around the perimeter of the frunk, all pretty good really. And up there, and the same again for the wiper arm on the tray. And it's quite hard to get in here, but you know, not too bad. So the next job is going to be, in the sequence, is going to be cleaning. Well, I'll give the battery a quick clean, just to wipe, and then I'm going to just wipe off the worst of the dirt on these parts here. Do the same for the compressor and the box for the compressor, which is here, and then it's time to start putting it all back together again. So I'll crack on with that, and I shall come back to you shortly. Okay, so I've started reassembling the trim, which I've also cleaned, so I'll give you just a little example of that. There we go, just taking some of the grubbiness off, but they're pretty standard pieces, that's all fine. And putting it all back together again is reverse order. So the last piece to come out, which is this bit, overexposed finger, has gone in, there we go. And then the side fillets go in next, then we'll do the battery, and obviously the top piece goes on. Just observing how these go in. So once you've got them out, you can see how they work. There's a little foot there, which actually it's a tiny little aperture, there we go, and that little male part goes in there, and then there's that little aperture there, a little slide fit for that tiny little, you can see that there it is, tiny piece there. So you need to slide that in. So it's not a, you don't put it straight down, you just put it down and in, taking care not to break those little plastic bits. And then these little push studs there, one there, and on the back you've then got the tiny little press sort of plugs into the panel. There, you can see those down there. Can't do this with my finger very well. So that's how those go in. So I'll put those in. The battery, excuse the mess, it's cleaned up really nicely. Aha, there's a little auto glue plug there. Battery's cleaned up really well, and yeah, done the other bits too. So we'll get all that in. There's the compressor, and put it all back together again. So bear with me on that. Wonderful, right, so both bits of, all the trim has gone back in, both bits of the side, both the side fillets have gone back in, battery's gone back in, strap is on, foot plate is also on, down in there, then the tray and the compressor are back in place. Now, I'm just about to do another little job, which you'll see on a separate video, which is why I have not yet connected the negative terminal, but the positive's back on. We are basically done here. That's all looking good there. So my last job will be, or in sequence, negative on, put the main piece of trim back in, then just with a bit of glass clean on the glass rather, to take the overspray from the detailer off, and then some detailing spray on here to take the overspray of the cleaner off, and that'll be done. So I'll just finish that off in a sec, and that'll be a very satisfactory job, well done, if I say so myself. So bear with me. And there we have it, all done. All put back together again, and cleaned and wiped, crisp and clean, plastic back in, battery back connected, and everything looking pretty good. So I'm really happy with the way that's come up, really happy with what I found. As you can see, it was all in pretty good nick and no great problems. Learned how the trim came out, learned how to put it back in again, and there we are. So thank you for watching another Project 981 video. I hope you've enjoyed that. I hope you found it useful. Do share any thoughts or comments below. If you've enjoyed this, please do consider subscribing, hit the old like and notifications, and there will be another one coming up very shortly. See you next time.